I've been on a journey to go from unemployment to millionaire in just 1 year. So far, in 8 months, I've made $129,272.
We're already at $168 and we've been open 2 hours.
Whoa. I've had a lot of failures on this journey so far, but this week's bad timing is one of the worst examples of bad timing I've ever experienced in my entire life. On the plus side though, I have a huge new update on my land flipping experiment that could mean I found a way to bring in an extra $5,000 to $20,000 every single month. If you didn't watch last week's video, I've been exploring the idea of opening up a coffee shop downtown. However, after last week, I have a lot of red flags that have come up with the downtown location. For one, there's a lot of trash everywhere. It's got low foot traffic. It doesn't seem to have a lot of draw to be able to pull people there. So it might be a disastrous location to actually open up a coffee shop. Despite that, I need to keep moving forward because I don't have a lot of time left before I have to hit my $1 million goal. So I need to find funding for this coffee shop if I'm ever going to bring it to life anyway. So I reached out to someone who I thought would be interested and could tentatively help this idea come to life.
Now, it takes a lot of money to start a coffee shop, and I don't have that money. So I need to find somebody who does have that money and convince them that I'm their guy. And so my genius plan to find this money right now is I'm just gonna go ask my wife's dad. He's not rich. In fact, he's homeless, but he is an avid crypto investor and has happened to have made a small fortune on cryptocurrency. What?
Are you allowed to say this?
I met with my wife's dad who has some cash saved up. He was really interested in the idea and he tentatively agreed to help fund up to half of the coffee shop cost. I just now gotta prove to him that it's a viable idea, and I also gotta come up with the other half of the funds that I need to open up the actual coffee shop. On the way home, I decided to check my mailbox for land flipping and see if I'd gotten any offers. The past few times I've checked it and it's been completely empty.
Arrive at the West Post Office.
Whoa. Jesus, a lot of mail. So, I've opened this like 1,000,000 times. There's never been anything in it. And this time it's like, some of these are failed mailings. So like this one is just return to sender. Return to sender. Jeez, I'm getting a lot of these. I don't even know. But these three are money. Either that or they're people who are really mad at me.
A lot of it was junk mail, but I had quite a few offers in there. And most importantly, I had one letter in particular that I had been waiting for. A letter from a guy named Mike with 2 signed documents stating that he's willing to sell me his 2 parcels of land. I absolutely know that these 2 are a killer deal, and I was really excited to get this back in the mail because that means I have something that I can confidently move forward with. After a few internet searches, I figured out how to create a deed. I had no idea how to actually do that before this. I didn't even know you could create a deed. I thought it was like a document that they had to send over, and I didn't know, I had no idea. So I literally just wrote a deed. I had no idea what I was doing, but I did it anyway because I had to do something. After I was pretty sure I'd done it right, I emailed it over to Mike to have him sign and notarize it. So then that left me waiting for a response from land flipping, waiting for the realtor to contact me about the coffee shop, and with nothing to do, I started to examine different ways or different paths that I could hit $1 million in the next 4 months. Obviously, it seems very unlikely that I'm gonna be able to hit $1 million in the next 4 months, but I gotta look at what are the crazy moonshot ideas that I could try to actually get there. And one thing that I've obviously consistently seen insane gains so far has been crypto investing. And although I didn't start this project wanting to invest in crypto or really invest at all, it's been an opportunity that I just couldn't ignore on my path to $1 million. Besides that, I think it has a very real potential to get me to $1 million in the next 4 months. That's totally possible, depending on market conditions and how things work out. All this put together, I decided it was time to double down on crypto and go all in. So I did something that might seem kind of stupid and felt kind of stupid at the moment, but also kind of felt genius. I took out a loan against my crypto assets, took that money, and then reinvested it back into various crypto projects. Have you ever seen those movies where somebody takes everything, puts it on the line against all odds, everyone thinks they're crazy, but at the end of the movie, they turned out being right, they make a world fortune, they save Granny's farm, and everything ends right, and it's amazing. Well, when I did this, I felt like that. I felt like I was that guy. I was gonna save Granny's farm. I was gonna make $1 million. I just had that feeling in my core, in my gut, that I was doing something amazing. Then I woke up the next morning and the market had absolutely plummeted. I mean, it just plummeted overnight. It was kind of absurd how bad my timing was. Like, what are the odds the day before a massive market crash I would go all in? But it is what it is, and I can't really fret about it. I still believe crypto prices are going to go way higher from here, and even though on the short term it was really bad timing, I think on the long term it's still amazing timing for me to have gotten in at this point. After waiting through the weekend and checking my mail, I got back the notarized copy from Mike of the deed. With the notarized deed in hand, I drove down to the county recorder office, got it recorded, and finally became the legit owner of a piece of land. It felt like a massive breakthrough in this land flipping experiment. My first piece of land, well, I actually got 2 pieces of land. My first 2 pieces of land from the same guy, Mike. It was amazing. I then physically drove out to the property to check it out. I'd never seen it before then, and I was really surprised by how nice the property is. So we just got out to the property that I just purchased, like 2 or 3 acres. I don't know off the top of the head. I know it's at least 2 acres, but it's like somewhere, it's an amount. Anyway, this is what it looks like, and it's way cooler than I thought it was. I own this. You see this leaf? I own this leaf.
Daddy, why
I'm
are
just
we
like,
owning everything that's here?
that's exactly the question I was just asking myself. There's a few really nice homes that were built out there that seemed pretty expensive, and I'm really confident that if I can sell it for what I'm hoping for, then I've discovered a new way for me to make between $5,000 to $20,000 a month easy. And the awesome thing about land is if I can't sell it, well, I still own a piece of land. So I could go out there, I could camp out there, I could build like a little tree fort, I could like raise some chickens in the wild, or I could get like a little tribe of goats and like let them wander around and eat the shrubs and maybe like raise them to be my like little goat army. 2 weeks ago for my crypto assets, I made $7,814, but because of the recent drop, I lost $6,566, totaling out to $1,248. Stoics gains also almost completely got canceled out, bringing in only $57 over the last 2 weeks. And despite the fact that I didn't make gains from the crypto market, I had a lot more expenses this week from land flipping, Hammer Forge, and then actually buying the land, meaning that I actually went backwards over this 2-week period to $127,336. And although that's not a massive jump backwards, I really can't afford to not be going forwards. Like really, realistically, if I'm supposed to hit $1 million, I should be making like $50,000 every single week to hit $1 million in 4 months. I just don't know how I'm gonna do that. But I'm gonna keep pushing, I'm gonna keep trying, I'm gonna keep thinking of ideas, and I'm gonna keep making big, bold moves, and maybe one of these things will actually work out, and I'll somehow pull through this crazy $1 million goal in the next 4 months. Anything's possible. We'll see what happens. Next goal is still $150,000.